What's up, guys? We are back, and I'm looking at some more NFL plays today over on PrizePicks. I got some 4 o'clock plays for you guys today, as well as some Sunday Night Football plays for you guys in this video. It's going to be a 4-man shooting for an 8x. Got some correlation for you guys with some good expected value. Let's hop in and let's keep cashing. Yesterday in the NBA, we fell short by 1 leg, which was pretty much what happened in the DubClub yesterday too, man. We had like 6 or 7 entries, man, missed by 1 leg yesterday. It was an insane day. But John Morant played less than 28 minutes, which led to him missing his line, while Benedict Mathurin easily came through. So if John Morant saw his full minutes, he could have easily had 7 more PRA to cash us out. But bit of a 20-point blowout, so he did not play the last 8 minutes of the game, unfortunately. But we bounced back, and let's cash today with some NFL plays. If you guys want a bonus play in tomorrow's video, be sure to leave a like on this video here. If we get to 125 likes, I'll drop a bonus play in tomorrow's video for you guys. And while you're down there leaving a like, you may as well also subscribe to the channel with those notifications turned on. That way you don't miss out on future videos from me, and you get in before the lines get bumped or get removed. Last thing before we get to the free plays, though, is to not miss out on checking out the DubClub. The DubClub gives you access to all of my plays sent straight to your phone and access to my Discord community. But right now, my DubClub is 50% off for a limited time only, with the link available in my description. You see what my Discord looks like right here. You have most of my plays all right here, like correlation slips for the most part is where the big money maker is. You have my DFS app slips, so if I'm running like 2-mans, for example. You have community chat, talk to me and other members. I'm almost always in this chat, so if you just at me, I will respond to you usually within an hour, if not a lot less than that, if not usually instantly. So great community, though. There's a ton of awesome guys in there sharing their winning slips. You just have all of my contributors posting their plays as well, which they do some amazing work. Cap here has hit like a 5 or 6 man in, I believe, before yesterday, 4 straight days. He's been absolutely on fire with his 5 and 6 mans. If you like any like the long shot type entries, like trying to turn 40 to 800, for example, Cap's your guy, man. Nev is always doing some amazing work between NFL plays or whatever else he has going on. Sometimes KBO, sometimes baseball. It doesn't really matter. He's crushing it. Elo for some soccer plays. Asmi's been the most consistent with his golf plays. Truly is a good place to be. On the other end, for me, yesterday, man, it was just freaking, it was terrible. I mean, it wasn't a terrible day, like, in terms of all the winners that we had. Like, in the slips, we just cannot finish out these slips, man. We had 1 miss here. You can see there, Martin Nikas. All you needed was a point to turn 50 to 625. This one right here, we needed Adam Fantilli here to have a 1 shot on goal, 50 to 625. Sidney Crosby to have a point, 50 to 250, right there. This one right here, Jake Ottinger just needed 1 more save. PrizePicks had him at 28, then they moved him back to 27, they moved him back to 26, and now he just missed by half a save right there. So 50 to 650 missed right there as well, and that does not include like John Morant missing by 1, his PRA. You have Jokic missing by 4 PRA, despite him only having 4 points in the first half. We legitimately had like 6 or 7 misses, like by 1 leg. It was freaking crazy. But that means there's nowhere to go but up from here. We have, of course, maintained a profit, and you can see the type of slips that we had, man. On most days, we are cashing out 1, if not 3 or 4 of the types of slips that we had yesterday. So come join us on the DubClub, man. Right now is unironically the best time to join because of the variance. I try to preach this. Variance, usually it'll just get a bit better from here. So go ahead and join right now. It is, again, unironically the best time to join, especially with that 50% off discount. So that being said, let's get to these plays. Make sure to play responsibly and at your own risk. Leave a like on this video here and subscribe to the channel if you guys have not already. And let's get to these plays. So we're actually not going to go in the NFL category today, but the NFL first quarter category here, because I want to talk about this first off Sunday Night Football, which is going to be Jordan Love over his passing yards at 50.5, as well as his receiver on the over, that being Romeo Doubs, over 7.5 first quarter receiving yards. So Jordan Love has been over his first quarter passing yards in 4 out of 6 games this year, while Romeo Doubs has been over his receiving yards in 5 out of 6 games. You guys can see the correlation here, right? When Jordan Love goes over his passing yards, Doubs has been over every single time. But you may or may not know that there's a receiver coming back for Green Bay in this game. Christian Watson will likely be playing for the Packers tonight. I am not worried about this, however. I don't think that will impact Romeo Doubs and his impact on this team. He's been clearly the number 1 wide receiver for this team. Also, he's coming off an ACL injury, Christian Watson is, which definitely it could mean he's limited to some fashion in this game. But they do have guys like Dontavian Wicks out in this game as well, so I think this line is just way too low, especially with him covering, 5 straight games before last week. And Jordan Love, just when he goes over, Romeo Doubs is also going over. And also the fact that Pittsburgh is allowing a ton of passing yards per game this year. They've allowed 258.8 passing yards per game this year, ranking 31st in the NFL. Opposing quarterbacks have had a rougher start against the Steelers, though. You had Drake May with only 11, Gabriel with 33, Joe Flacco with 36. However, a lot of those quarterbacks are not Jordan Love. Drake May is the only quarterback that's actually somewhat competent that went under this line. I don't like Flacco and Gabriel, especially in the first quarter. But Carson Wentz here had 66 first quarter passing yards there against Pittsburgh back on the 28th. But overall, I'm feeling pretty good about Jordan Love in this spot, considering the matchup and also the correlation between him and Romeo Doubs, right? We're getting a better payout than if we were to just take Jordan Love just right by himself. And like I said, if Jordan Love goes over, I expect Romeo Doubs to also go over, right? Because if he completes the pass to Romeo Doubs for 10 yards, Doubs cashes, and that's 10 yards towards Jordan Love's total here for the first quarter passing yards that we need. So obvious correlation between these guys here. I love the matchup. It's Sunday Night Football. I'm expecting a decent amount of offense in this game. And at the end of the day, too, Green Bay is going to be 3-point favorites on the road here, playing against Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, before we get to the next play in this video, if you guys have not already seen Rebet, it is one of the newer apps out there, and it's a really cool app considering you can actually pick the spread, the money line, and the total for a bunch of different teams or every team. And it's available in so many states, as you guys can see right there. So if you guys want to join Rebet, it is available in most states like I just showed you, and you can get a $100 purchase match if you sign up using my promo code DOMG when signing up for Rebet. Of course, you can also get like players on the board as well. Like, of course, you can find, first touchdowns for some players, player touchdowns. You also have yards on the board as well, passing touchdowns on the board here. You can get from like 1 to 4 passing touchdowns, whatever you guys want for Josh Allen. It's a very cool app. Check it out for yourself. The link available in my description, and use my promo code DOMG when signing up for Rebet. All right, now getting to my next play here on the PrizePicks board, we're going to head over to the first quarter passing yards category again, and this time go with Dak Prescott over passing yards, and of course his receiver on the over. You could go with CeeDee Lamb, but I chose to go George Pickens here over 7.5 first quarter receiving yards. That's it here on PrizePicks pays out 8x, right? So play a bit lighter if you're going to play this entry here. If you're going to tail all 4, play a little bit lighter because our odds are not in our favor that we cash this specific entry. However, the odds are in our favor that we will cash on these long term and continue to profit long term on these. And by a lot, by the way, there's a ton of expected value on this type of entry here. But again, this isn't a lock for all 4 of these guys to come through today, right? But over time, we will profit off of these types of plays. Dak Prescott, though, has been over his first quarter yards in 5 out of 7 games this year, while Pickens has been over in 4 out of 7 games, right? And there's, of course, a ton of correlation here. In the last 5 games here, they've been on the same page. They've covered together in all of these games, or they've missed together in all of these games, right? The only game they missed together was against Green Bay. All the other games, they both went over, as you can see there. Matchup will be a little bit tougher today against Denver. They allow only 179.9 passing yards allowed per game this year. However, CeeDee Lamb is going to be back for the Cowboys, which is a good thing for Dak Prescott's over, and I think it's also going to benefit Pickens in a way. But opposing quarterbacks have actually been pretty solid in the first quarter against Denver, right? You have Justin Herbert with 52. You have Browning covering his line with 48. You had 42 from Jalen Hurts. Then you had 90 from Jackson Dart, as you guys can see there. Justin Fields had -1, but we don't talk about that. He's not an actual quarterback. So I think the matchup for the first quarter specifically is going to be a little bit better than it is necessarily on paper. And like I said, I like the matchup, and I think that Dak Prescott and George Pickens have extreme correlation between them. And I believe that they will either both go over or they will both go under. We're running a power play on PrizePicks, right? If we go 3 out of 4 on PrizePicks, unless we're flexing it, it doesn't matter, right? It's paying out 0x. 2 out of 4, 1 out of 4, 0 for 4, it doesn't matter. That's why correlation is so amazing, because we're looking for 4 for 4. That's the only thing that's going to pay us out, and especially at an 8x rate. So it doesn't matter if the entry goes 3 for 4. We're super focused on correlation, right? Like if we go just Romeo Doubs and Dak Prescott here in a 2-man, there's no correlation between that, right? We could easily go 1 out of 2 on that entry. But when we have all 4 of these guys together, it's more likely that we either go 0 for 4, 2 for 4, or 4 for 4. And of course, 4 for 4 pays out 8x. Hopefully you guys are kind of getting what I'm putting down here. Correlation is so important here. I talk more about it in my DubClub, but most of these guys get it at this point. I posted this series like with the must-read correlation info. Super important read. That will get you guys going on the method of correlation, and that will make you profit on PrizePicks if you do it right. That's essentially rock with, though. There's more available in my DubClub, a lot more available, whether that's for the NHL, the MLB, the NFL, or even the NBA, of course. I think I covered all 4 sports there. I'm probably done with MLB for the year. So World Series, kind of tough to find plays for that, but we still have the other 3 main sports going on right now. We actually have an equinox, I think tomorrow, right? I think we have all 4 sports in progress tomorrow. Probably do a special type of entry for that, one play from each sport. So yeah, come join us in the DubClub if you guys have not already. 50% off of your first month. I truly believe that you will not regret it because, again, we will profit long term. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys hopefully in the next video. Best of luck. If you want to say you made over $5,000 of profit on PrizePicks, watch this video on your screen right here.